readers and writers of the internet, welcome back. So this is going to be my April TBR. This one is not going to be as in-depth as other TBRs simply because it is the same books. I've already stated before, I don't want to put you guys through that again. I apologize, it's my fault. I haven't been physically reading a lot, so I am sorry about that. But I'm just going to kind of list them. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's just get into it. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This one, I'm actually almost done. I have that small little section left. I'm liking it so far. The plot kind of just picked up. We're kind of nearing that climax. I can feel it. I don't know. It's so far, it hasn't had that wow factor, like, oh my goodness, I love these characters, I love everything about it. Don't get me wrong, I like the characters a lot, really I do, especially Laszlo. I really love him, and I love the little subplot that him and Tyron, I think that's his name, they kind of have going on. That's interesting for me, and everything involving like the city and blah blah blah. I'm really enjoying it. I'm like, wow, this is beautifully written. All the imagery is really nice. And then there's also a second character that we follow. Sarah, she's actually like a demigod. I believe she's half god, half human. But yeah, her and a bunch of other demigods live in hiding, like up in this citadel. Yeah, but conflicts start to arise when Laszlo and the team, they get there and they're told, we need you to take that citadel out of the sky because it's blocking the sun. And there's already some like miscommunication, like what's gonna happen. Like the demigods think that, you know, those people are there to kill them, and there's like, no, we just want to move the thing, like we just, you know, we don't care. But, you know, stuff has started to pick up. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Again, kind of waiting for like that wow factor. This is a 5-star read. But right now it's sitting at 4. I don't hate this book, obviously. I really enjoy it. I'm really enjoying it. I hope I get to finish it soon. But yeah, so far it hasn't hit me yet. So, We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Fazel. I've started this book, like I'm barely into it. That's what I've read. And there's just like a few things right off the bat where I'm just like, oh no. The writing, it's not badly written, but it's also kind of like the type of writing when describing stuff, you read the paragraph and like, wait, what did I just read? What just happened? So you then have to go back through and reread the paragraph because it's like, it's written like that, if that makes sense. You know, it's one of those, it's very hard to keep your attention, for you to suck in every word. You're just like, wait, I missed a lot of something. So then you gotta like go back like 5 pages. Yeah, besides that, there's also this thing with like the fantasy language, I guess you could call. Every fantasy book has made up terms or, you know, made up cities. And I would consider myself not to have my hand held when I read YA fantasies or even adult fantasies, because I read them so much and then I also write them. My book, Ashes of Revenge, on Inkit, go check it out, please. It's a fantasy, and there are words in there that are, you know, made up. I made up 5 species. You know, so like I understand that like not every word is gonna be like commonplace or that you're immediately gonna grab onto it. And I don't know how to say this without sounding like I'm contradicting myself, but there is a way to do it. And when I say this, I'm not saying that I've done it correctly. I'm just saying in terms of like reading other books, other authors have done it correctly. This isn't like me praising myself or anything, but there is a way to implement a word into a sentence that the reader doesn't know, that makes them know. Like, I don't know, let's do Six of Crows, I guess, or Shadow and Bone. The Grisha. These are people that have powers. Instead of just saying the Grisha and then like us wondering what is the Grisha, it's kind of explaining like, you know, the Grisha have powers, or maybe it's like in a sentence like he moved fire. Oh, he's a fire Grisha, and I know that's not what they're called. I just blanked on the name. Inferno? I think that's what they're called. But yeah, there's a way to do it. In this one, I'm so confused with all the words. I'm like, is this a name? Is this a city? What is it? Like, there's a word that like took me a few minutes to grasp that it was like a curse word, but changed. Like, instead of saying damn, she says Dama, like with an A at the end. It's like, I think it's spelled Daama, which they use in like damn. And like, I get it with YA fantasy, sometimes you don't want to, cross that line or anything. I personally don't have a problem with cursing in my YA fantasy books. I actually kind of prefer it, if we're being honest here. But it took me a while. I'm like, what is Dama? What is Dama? And then like they said it again. I'm like, is that a curse word? Is that a substitute for a curse word? Is that what that is? Like, it's never explained. Names and like cities and like what's going on. It's so confusing, and like I've quite honestly skipped through the main character's kind of plot right now because it's not that interesting. It's like her just sitting around and talking. Like what she's doing right now isn't interesting, and I'm sorry, but it's not. It's really not. Like, there was one thing with like soldiers, and again, that description was kind of hard to follow. I was like, what did I just read? Like, what just happened? But then she just like sits at a house. So I like the prince. I just blanked on his name though. That just shows you how much I care. Oh, my bad. Her name is Safira, not ours. My bad. Sorry. Nazir. I like him pretty much, but so far he has a stereotypical evil dad king, and like, I don't really mind that subplot. I actually kind of enjoy the subplot. I wrote it with my fantasy book, Ashes of Revenge. The king is, a bad guy, but here it's almost childish how bad he is. Like, so far there's no real humanity to him, I guess. Like, you guys know me. I love morally gray characters. So far, I haven't seen that. Like, he calls his son Mutt. He's, one of those. He's like, just do as you're told. And I can't take that seriously. Like, there's a certain level of bad guy that I can take before it just feels like a James Bond villain. And he's starting to kind of feel like that. He's like, just do what you're told and you won't get hurt, Mutt. I'm just like, okay. I'm sorry, I just kind of went on like a rant. But hopefully this kind of gets better. But so far it hasn't done anything, and that's kind of concerning. So if We Hunt the Flame doesn't work out, my backup is going to be Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This one I feel like I'm going to enjoy better right off the bat, and the chapters are really short, so I feel like I could fly through it. I've already given a synopsis of this. It's basically just 2 timelines, 2 queens, dark evil, that kind of stuff. But yeah, as soon as I picked up We Hunt the Flames, I kept on eyeing this book. I'm like, I kind of wish I was reading that. So, it's probably too early to tell right now, but I'm probably either gonna DNF this one or listen to it on Audible. So yeah. And that is it for my April TBR. I do apologize once again. That is like the same books. I could this time around bring a bit more insight into like We Hunt the Flame and Strange the Dreamer. And then the other books that you see here, the Bone Witch, The Picture of Dorian Gray, Truly Devious, and The Vanishing Stair. Those are just going to be random pickups that I do once I finish, those 2. So yeah. Thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And it means the world to me if you follow me on all my other social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Those will be listed down in the description below, like always. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!